Bruises. This is the topic for today. What is a bruise? A bruise is also called a contusion. That's the medical terminology. So if you hear the word contusion from your doctor or from a paramedic or anybody in the medical field, that's a bruise. Okay, that's the medical term. A contusion, aka bruise, typically appears on the skin after a trauma such as a blow to the body or a strike to the body occurs. So when or contusions form, they form small veins and capillaries under the skin. Let me reword that. So when bruises and contusions, aka contusions, form, the small veins and capillaries under your skin break, and those capillaries, which those are the smallest blood vessels, by the way. Capillaries, they're very, very small. So small veins and capillaries under the skin, they break because of a hard hit or blow or some type of a trauma to your body. And at that point, when the capillaries and the small veins break, there's a leaking out of red blood cells under the skin, and it causes a bluish or purplish and reddish mark. It's very visible, and it's sensitive to the touch. Ooh, that's sore. Oh, I got a bruise. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And in some cases, it may cause inflammation, aka swelling. So, yeah, a bruise most of the time is pretty painful. It's discoloration there on your skin. You can see it. Maybe even if you were a child at some point, everyone was a child at some point, but if you're a child at some point and you're in, I don't know, school or elementary school or something, even high school, and one of your friends is being goofy and maybe punches you in the arm or something, and then you're looking and you're like, I got a bruise there. That's where your bruises can occur. It can occur from a blow to the body or something traumatic, a collision. You're playing sports and you collide into another player, and that player's knee went into like the side of your leg, and you look at that area and now it's black and blue and reddish, and yep, that's a bruise. That's a contusion. That's what that is. And yes, sometimes you may see or feel some inflammation, some swelling there, and ooh. If there's no extreme discoloration on the skin in a very large area of the body, then normally the contusion or bruise is not that serious. Okay? If it's not extreme discoloration in a very large area, then most of the time you're fine. You can treat a bruise by the Rice method: rest, ice, compress, and elevate. Okay? Elevate above the heart. That's what you want to do when you're elevating a body part because of the inflammation or the swelling and the bruising and the pain. Yeah, because there could be pain. And you want to rest. You want to rest. You don't want to always, keep doing what you were doing. Just rest. You want to ice it. Get an ice pack. Put an ice pack on that bruise or on that contusion. That'll calm down the pain. And that's also going to ease the inflammation, the swelling. Yes, and you want to compress. Compress is you can find a ace bandage or something and wrap the area. That can compress the swelling down. Or if you're, fancy, you can go to a local sports store and get a compression sleeve for the affected area. So if you have it on your arm, you can get a compression sleeve, a contusion on your arm, and it's swelling there. You can go to the sports store, get a compression sleeve for that arm, and put it on there right after you rest in ice. Then go ahead and compress it, and then you can also elevate it. Elevating the affected area helps to drain down the inflammation. Okay, so rest, ice, compress, elevate. That is the Rice method, and you can use that on your bruised area. Okay, so right after that, let's go a little deeper. Now, bruises usually fade away in about 2 weeks. With properly administered Rice methods, a bruise can leave. And you also need a bruise healing meal plan. So first and foremost, yes, to properly heal your contusion, you must drink at least 64 ounces of water per day, or half of your body weight in ounces. That's the amount of water that you should take in every day. And here's a few healthy foods to heal a contusion on your body. Pineapples. This gives the body a natural dose of bromelain, which helps the bruise to heal faster. Other foods is vitamin K, like lettuce, spinach, cabbage, kale, collards, mustard greens, turnip greens, anything green, dark green leafy, that can help that bruise to heal up faster than normal. Okay, and plus they're so good. Get dark green leafy vegetables in your system on a regular basis. You can't lose. You will be extremely healthy, extremely healthy. Your doctor or your family physician would be amazed. Okay, amazed. All right. Citrus fruits: oranges, lemons, lime, grapefruit. Those are all citrusy fruits that can help the healing and inflammation to go away. The healing to start and the inflammation to go away. Let me be more specific about that. Foods with high zinc levels. Those are also, zinc is also a great supplement to help to boost the immune system. So you want that body to heal up really quickly, and you want to boost that immune system, get some zinc. Zinc is in oysters, pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, cashews, green peas, lima beans, asparagus. You know, there are a lot of items that has zinc in them, and if even if you don't eat those items, and you should, come on, get on it, let's go. But even if you don't, then get yourself a zinc vitamin supplement. Go to your local drugstore and get zinc vitamins. If you start to get those, zinc will help you to boost your immune system as well. And also, did you know that zinc can fight against the COVID-19 virus, and also the other one is called Omicron, I think that's what it's called. That's another virus that zinc can help to boost your immune system to fight against. The flu virus, and even the common cold. You know, you want to boost that immune system, so no matter what's going on in the air, zinc will help to fight against that. So shout out to zinc. Yeah, so I'm just giving you a list of foods and items that's going to help to boost your immune system and then heal contusions and bruises and injuries on your body. Also, foods that are high in potassium can help that contusion and that bruise to heal. So, of course, you know, I'm going to say bananas. Yes, bananas are high in potassium. Now, if you're a person that's not worried about gaining weight or weight issues, or if you are underweight and you're a little skinny mini, then go ahead and eat potatoes, because potatoes also are high in potassium. Now, listen. If you are worried about that figure, girl, or guy, you know, there are guys that, hey, but if you're worried about that figure, then you're going to put on a little weight if you do eat potatoes on a regular basis. So you may want to go with bananas instead of potatoes. But if you want weight and you want girth and you want to, you know, you feel that you're a little underweight and too thin, yeah, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, get that in, and that will help you to heal up if you have a contusion on your body. So there's a few healthy foods to help you to heal from a contusion, aka a bruise. Now, I did mention ice. When I told you rest, ice, compress, and elevate, I mentioned ice. But once the bruise has formed and the colors are blue and purple, then you can start also, other than ice. Now remember, keep doing the ice. But after that, you can also start to apply moderate heat to the bruise to help clear up trapped blood under the skin. Did you know that? Well, now you know. So that's more of a hot-cold type of treatment. And, you know, a lot of people are starting to do that now. They're starting to do a hot-cold method so that they can heal up faster, because the body heals up. The human body is amazing. It is so amazing. And it heals and adjusts very quickly to all situations, and it adapts to all types of conditions. So when your body is hurting and it's bruised and at that point your body wants to heal, yes, it's inflamed. So if there's an inflammation of the body or of the area that is bruised, ice it. And once that inflammation starts to go all the way down, because it will, because the body is designed to heal itself, then you remove that ice, you dry the area off, you give yourself a little time without any ice on you, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then you get a heat pad, a heating pad. You can get heating pads from, again, your local drugstore. Go get a heating pad and put maybe like a towel around the heating pad just so that it doesn't burn your skin. And you can either, some heating pads you had to put in hot water because you got hot water heating pads, or you can microwave it, or there are some that you can actually plug in, electrical heating pads. But either way, get the heating pad hot, nice and hot or moderately warm so where your skin can take that heat. Wrap a towel around that heating pad and apply it to the contusion. And that's going to break up, the bruised area and trapped blood underneath the skin. It's going to break all of that up. Yeah, so if you're a person who bruises very easily, then you may want to start also taking a vitamin C supplement. So if someone walks past you, like I was saying before, and they may, I don't know, touch your arm a little harder than normal, like a hit or a thump. You know what? I've been thumped before as a child. I used to hate that. I was a little skinny mini little kid, and and I had older cousins, and they, instead of hitting me or something, because I was too little to take a hit or a smack or anything, they thumped me or thumped me in my little arm or my forehead. I just hated that. or thump your ear or pull your ear. Ouch! Ouch! That is painful. And if you are one of those people who had to deal with that like I did, start taking some vitamin C. Either take it through your food or take it as a vitamin supplement. Things that have a lot of vitamin C in it, of course, are, oh my goodness, oranges. Oranges are so amazing. They have so much vitamin C inside. Citrusy fruit has a lot of vitamin C, but also there are a lot of just regular fruits that has vitamin C inside. Any fruit available right now in the produce department, you can find it, and it has some vitamin C inside, and it has that antioxidant in there that's going to help to boost that immune system and fight against any ailments, any viruses in the air, and also heal contusions on your body. Some people may take bruising lightly, but it can be quite painful if it isn't properly treated. So if you have a painful bruise, go to your doctor and make sure that there's no other injury or internal bleeding going on. Once your doctor checks the contusion and gives you at-home things to do to speed the healing process, then you're good to go. So if the contusion or the bruise takes longer than 2 weeks to heal, then tell your doctor again and get to the root of the problem, because there probably is something going on. There could be a fracture in that area, a bone fracture, or a bone break. You never know. Well, if you got a broken bone, you would know it, because it's going to speak to you. It's going to say, ouch, and you will say ouch out loud. And even a fracture, sometimes hairline fractures, which are really, really thin fractures of the bone, and it's hard to see, it's hard to even sometimes find on the x-ray. But great doctors, they find it, they see it, and they can tell you, hey, you know what? When you fell that day and you fell on your wrist and you thought it was just a swelling and a bruise, well, yeah, you have a little hairline fracture in that wrist. So we're going to have to cast it and help you to heal up. So if it takes longer than 2 weeks, or maybe even 2.5 weeks for your bruise or your contusion to heal, you want to go ahead and tell your doctor, because there could be some underlying issues going on that your doctor probably didn't see the first time, but may go ahead and see it the second time. And it could be a tear of a tendon or a ligament. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But it could be that. So you want to make sure to tell your doctor about this. And that's only if you don't heal up within about 2.5 weeks. But if you heal up within 2.5 weeks, meaning your contusion, your bruise, then you're good. And take care of yourself. Take care of your body. That's how you get yourself back healthy. What's up, Bells? What you think? Have you bruised easily, Bells? Have you dealt with a bruise before or a contusion?
I have dealt with a bruise before.
Yeah.
And it's just like you say, you gotta get the bananas
and
all that kind of stuff in.
Yep.
There's, I don't want to say I bruise easily, but I bruise.
Yeah, and they're painful too. A bruise is painful.
Yeah, you can really. I mean, think about it. You can get hit really hard by
anything.
Anything.
You can walk into a door. You have the little doorway open and you're going to hitting around that corner real quick or somewhere.
Yeah.
It could be in an office space or in a house or something. And then maybe you hit that elbow or your shoulder on the door. You're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Then you get mad at the doorway. Like,
right.
You in my way.
Exactly. Why you all up in my way?
Yeah.
And
that hurts though.
And the door is like, I've been here the whole time. So.
The door is like, I've been here steadfast the entire time. It's you that are off balance.
Exactly. Yeah, that could be, and stuff like potassium and some of the other supplements that you named.
Yeah.
They're good for other things too.
Yeah, they are. That's a really good thing because I'm sure you've heard me speak about this plenty of times before, but vitamin C,
right,
vitamin K, green leafy vegetables, fruits. Right. So yeah, all of that helps. And even though you may be just eating that for that bruised area, you're helping your entire body just by eating, those green leafy veggies and those fruits.
And coconut water.
And the coconut. Oh, look at Bells. And you don't even like coconut water.
I like coconut water.
And you remembered.
But what I do like is Under Armour. And
yes.
Under Armour has coconut water.
Yeah, Body Armor.
Body Armor.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Body Armor, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Body Armor has that is a sports drink and it does have a high level of potassium in it and it has coconut water in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a recovery drink.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I do like that. So I try to drink some of that at least a few times a week.
Good. Nice.
Well, it helps with your blood pressure, too. Remember when we were talking about other things that, the supplements, these different supplements and vitamins and stuff help with other things or are a support system to other things as well. Nice. So not just bruising. So there you go. You learned a little something new today.
Look, everything is connected. The body is just connected, That song years ago, the head bones connected to the
knee bone
and everything is connected. It's so true.
It is true.
It's so true. Like, for example, I know we were talking about bruising, but just for example, a lot of people have found that their foot pain came from their knee alignment or their back pain came from foot pain. Everything is connected. And when something is off, it may set off something else.
Exactly.
And that something else may trigger your brain like, ow, my shoulder hurts.
Right.
Well, that's because, something else happened and now your shoulder hurts,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So it's just good to know these things and it's really good to just take in the nutrients and the vitamins and supplements. Even if you're not a big vitamin person, at least take a multivitamin because that's going to help you.
At least take a multivitamin.
Yes.
Because you really never know. When you're taking a multivitamin,
you don't know what your deficiency is.
Right. You don't know what your deficiency is, but you also don't know what you're preventing yourself from getting into.
Yes.
Just by a simple once-a-day vitamin.
Yeah, simple one a day.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, yes, take your multivitamin.
Yeah.
Listen to us. We are helping you. Take your multivitamin. Eat your nutritious foods because it's all about eating nutritional foods. I'm not really telling you all of this to make you skinny. No. I think that's a misconception about getting information from, what I'm giving out. Mm-hmm. It's all about health and it's all around health. It's about really being healthy. So it's not about, you are going to trim down if you eat green leafy vegetables. That's the plus side.
Yeah, that's the plus side of it.
Mm-hmm. But also, you are just going to feel great.
Right.
And when you go to the doctor's going to be like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And that's what we have for bruises and contusions for all around health.